So I'm back again the next day. I recorded three these vlogs, I guess you could call them, yesterday. Today I'm going to tell you guys about Robert Connor. Um, Robert Connor is about a 63-year-old man who had nothing better to do than hang out in the coffee shop at the grocery store I was working at. He's apparently an ex-naval whatever. He never said his rank or anything. All um All I know is he had like maybe 10 stories, but he always thought he had more stories because I think he had like some form of Alzheimer's because he ended up repeating his stories over and over and over and over again. And it seemed like he felt like he was the hottest shit in the world. Um, but he really wasn't. But being the person like I am, I needed like a father figure at the time, so that was who was around. Apparently, he's just some dude that, like, this is how he looked to me at first. I think it was about late summer when I met him. He was just this, like, white old dude yucking it up in the coffee shop, acting like, he had won, like, a couple $1,000s off, like, a horse race or something. And he just seemed like a cool old guy, like Nathan Drake has Victor Sullivan. He was basically my Victor Sullivan for a while. But as time went on, you realize that this is just some old dude that lives in his car and bums off Social Security. And I don't even know how much of the Navy stories he told me, because from what I've seen, like, in terms of military training, didn't sound anything like what he had to do. I don't know if things have changed since, 40 years ago or whatever, but it sounded like he just coasted through his life. And even then, if he did, spend like, 20, he said he spent like 20 years in the Navy or whatever, wouldn't he have had a better life now than just to like sit in his car and laugh obnoxiously loud in coffee shops? It made it. I didn't question it at first, but as time went on, I pretty much decided he's not a great person. Um, his goal in life literally was to coast it out for 2 more years till he can get his retirement funds. I don't know why I looked up to that guy for the short amount of time that I actually did. Maybe it's because he was just like so confident in every decision that he made that he knew he was going to be okay. And I was like, I'm confident, but I'm not that confident. I want that kind of confidence. I don't know what I was thinking. Um, how our friendship ended up ending was in my town we have the this thing where if you have a little bit of money, you can go to this address on one of the major streets and get like a mostly free government phone. You just like pay for like a couple minutes or whatever, like 20 for like 1,000 minutes and like 100 text messages or something. So, I'm trying to, like, at the time I was trying to get a job at like an oil change shop because I had an automotive class and I really liked working on cars and stuff. I wish I could do that like a lot more often, but I don't feel like the money's there right now. So Robert basically was my father for a while, and he was like, "Here, man, just borrow my government phone because I got this other phone right here." So I was like, "Okay, thanks." And working at the grocery store at the time was like, it was so stressful that I had to like take a day off, and that offended Robert so much that he like called the phone and made me give back the phone. Otherwise, he threatened to like call the police or whatever. And I was so stressed out. I was like at that point where I was just like throwing up because I was so messed up. And that's basically when our friendship ended because like he thought I was pathetic, and I thought, I didn't think anything at the time. I was just like, please don't let me throw up. Please don't let me throw up. But he thought I was an asshole that was using him. And I literally had that phone for less than a day. Like, he only let me borrow it so that just in case the oil shop guys call, then they would call me directly and not the phone for the house that I was staying at the time. Because he thought those guys were assholes, the people I was staying with, because it didn't appear like they were helping me as much as they should. And that's the problem with things. And I feel like I should explain, because I think in my last video or something I said that like I was like the best employee at the grocery store. I feel like I should justify that by saying the reason I got that impression is because I was only there for like a month, and during that month I was just like getting in the groove. I was doing everything fast, accurate, and bagging groceries, assisting anyone that needed it. Yeah, I was wicked fast. I was just doing it, and I felt really good about that. It got to the point where my supervisors were literally having verbal disagreements right in front of customers where I should go to do what. And one of the supervisors could have had me like scheduled on like go getting the carts and stuff, which I didn't mind because it's getting out of the store, it's fresh air or whatever. It was nice. But then one of the other supervisors would be like, "No, he really needs to bag right now." I'm like, "My lane is clear. I clearly don't need to bag because I've just taken care of like every customer ever." And this was getting too much because later in the next few weeks that followed, I was scheduled in 4 different places at the same time by different supervisors, and I couldn't handle it. Like, the store was literally starting to fail because of me being as good as I was, I guess. It was ridiculous. I got so stressed out that I, like, had problems digesting shit. And I spent a lot of time in the bathroom. So I really had to leave that job because, they really, like, they believe in customer first, but they don't believe in, like, employee satisfaction, I guess. And that's just another life lesson to learn from that, is if you want to have customers, if you want people to work in customer service, you have to make sure they're feeling all right first before you make them serve a customer, because otherwise that customer is just going to feel pretty shitty.